honor to introduce our next speaker from the organization Palawda, who has been at the forefront of confronting Zionism here in New York City and an amazing partner to the Palestinian youth movement. It's my pleasure to bring Bill up on the stage.
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Today, November 29th, is the International Day of Solidarity with the people of Palestine. It marks that infamous day in 1947, this very date, when the Truman administration, against the will of the Palestinian people, used threats and bribes to ram the partition of Palestine through the United Nations. Within weeks of that resolution, U.S.-funded Zionist gangs began a campaign of terror, force, and massacre to drive the Palestinian people from their homes. Hundreds of villages were wiped off the map, tens of thousands were massacred, and hundreds of thousands were forced into refugee camps, like the Gaza Strip. Last week, on November 17th, after 2 years of U.S.-funded genocide, the Trump regime, in violation of the UN Charter and international law, rammed a new partition plan, the partition of Gaza itself, through the UN Security Council. This shameful vote made Donald Trump, the mass murderer Donald Trump, the colonial governor of Gaza, like King Leopold ruled over the Congo. Most of Gaza's surviving 2 million people are to be imprisoned on 40% of their destroyed land, denied food, baby formula, medicine, living in tents, exposed to the wind and rain. And the very next day after this shameful vote, Israel's U.S.-made F-16s and F-35s launched U.S.-made Hellfire missiles into those very tents. Murdering entire families, and they've been doing it every day since the so-called ceasefire. Not only in Gaza, they are bombing Lebanon every day, and on the West Bank every day. Settlers from the United States, protected by the U.S.-funded Zionist army, are murdering people and driving them from and seizing their homes. As the bombs and missiles were falling on Gaza the day after that shameful vote, Prince Mohammed bin Salman of Saudi Arabia came trotting to the White House with $1 billion worth of tribute. This is the extent of the international conspiracy against the Palestinian people by U.S. imperialism, Zionism, and the criminal, traitorous Arab regimes in Saudi Arabia, Qatar, the UAE, and others who are all directly invested and profiting off the genocide. We are facing a global war of the oppressor against the oppressed, from Gaza to Venezuela to Canal Street, where right now ICE agents are again kidnapping hardworking people. These ICE parasites living off our tax dollars are kidnapping hardworking immigrants off the streets of New York. And wherever ICE appears, we have to show up and confront them. The inaction, the treason, the collaboration and inaction of governments around the world shows one thing above all: it is up to us, the people of the world, to stop the genocide, to stop the war, and especially here in the United States, where all the arms and money come from. And I want to raise three things we have to do. We have to fight for an arms embargo to stop the flow of arms and money, without which Zionist genocide in Palestine, the death from our community, is paying for that genocide. Without that money, it would not be possible. 2, nothing shows the cynicism of the Zionist project more than the fact that while the Palestinian people are being murdered and starved for the so-called crime of living on their own land, greedy real estate developers are selling Palestinian land right here in the United States, right here in New York City. Our organization, Palawda, has taken on the task of shutting down these sales. We want to come out every time there's a land sale, every time there's a settler recruitment event like there was last week on the east side, where our protest shook the power structure in the city, and we're being targeted with so many lies about that. This coming Tuesday, another evening in Manhattan, another land sale is being planned. We don't know the place yet. We ask you to stay, to follow us on Instagram, Palawda, and be ready to respond when we know where that's going to be, because we will be there. And 3, we must continue to fight for Unite for Peace, to get the independent countries of the world in the General Assembly to go around and exercise their right to go around the Security Council and impose sanctions and arms embargo and prepare a protective force. Not this genocidal scheme, Trump scheme that is bound to fail. And number 4, we got to stop ICE. We got to stop the war in Venezuela. One struggle, one fight. Stop the land sales. Stop the crimes. Settlers out of Palestine.
Stop the land sales, stop the crimes. Settlers out of Palestine.
Not another nickel. Not another dime. Not another nickel. Not another dime.
No more money for Israel's